It starts like a normal day in the world of Windows users, nothing unusual at first glance. People waking up, turning on their PCs, checking emails, launching games, opening work files, and somewhere in that routine process, a quiet shift is happening that most users don't even notice at first. A small tool that has existed for years, something many people used only when installing Windows from a USB drive, suddenly becomes the center of attention across tech communities, forums, and YouTube discussions. That tool is Rufus, and what it is doing in the Windows ecosystem right now is causing a ripple effect that feels much larger than its simple size or purpose should allow. At first, it looks like just another utility update, another version release, another compatibility improvement, but very quickly people realize something is different this time. Rufus is not just helping install Windows anymore, it is quietly giving users options that directly challenge the direction Microsoft is pushing Windows 11 toward, especially around restrictions, hardware requirements, account enforcement, and installation barriers that have been frustrating users for years. The moment users begin to experiment with the latest Rufus capabilities, something unexpected happens. People discover that they can bypass Windows 11's strict installation requirements without needing complex scripts, registry hacks, or advanced technical knowledge. Features like TPM 2.0 checks, secure boot enforcement, and mandatory online Microsoft account sign-ins, which were originally positioned as security improvements, suddenly feel less like protective measures and more like barriers for control in the eyes of many users. Rufus steps into that tension point and gives users a simple way to create installation media that ignores or bypasses these restrictions. And this is where the story begins to spread rapidly. Not because Rufus is new, but because the timing aligns with growing frustration among users who feel increasingly boxed in by modern operating system policies. As the news spreads across social platforms, tech channels start picking up the story. Videos begin to appear with titles suggesting that Rufus is breaking Windows 11 installation rules or liberating older hardware. The language becomes dramatic, as it always does in the tech world when controversy meets convenience. But beneath the exaggeration, there is a real shift happening in user behavior. People who previously felt forced to upgrade their hardware or abandon perfectly functional machines suddenly realize they have another path. That realization spreads quickly, especially among students, professionals, and small businesses who cannot justify replacing entire systems just to meet official requirements that sometimes feel arbitrary. Microsoft, on the other hand, has been consistent in its messaging. Windows 11 is designed for security, stability, and modern hardware standards. The requirement for TPM 2.0 is framed as a necessary step toward a more secure computing future. Secure Boot is positioned as protection against rootkits and low-level malware. Microsoft Account Integration is promoted as a way to unify services, backups, and user identity across devices. From a corporate standpoint, the strategy is clear and logical. But the user experience side tells a different story. Many users feel that these requirements are not about them, but about pushing the ecosystem forward in a way that forces upgrades and reduces flexibility. Rufus enters this gap between corporate vision and user frustration. It doesn't hack Windows, it doesn't break encryption, it doesn't attack Microsoft servers. Instead, it simply modifies installation media in a way that removes or bypasses certain checks during setup. That simplicity is what makes it powerful. It lowers the barrier for users who want control over their own machines. And control is the keyword here, because at the heart of this entire situation is not just software, but philosophy. Who controls the computer you bought and paid for? You, or the company that designed the operating system? As more people start using Rufus for Windows 11 installations, online discussions become increasingly heated. Some users argue that bypassing requirements is necessary for sustainability, especially in regions where hardware upgrades are expensive. Others claim that these workarounds undermine security improvements and could lead to fragmented systems that are harder to support. Meanwhile, a large group of users simply see Rufus as practical. Their computers work fine, their CPUs are still fast enough, their RAM is sufficient, and they see no reason to discard machines just because of artificial restrictions. The tension builds further when older hardware that was officially declared incompatible with Windows 11 starts running it smoothly through Rufus-created installation media. People begin posting their experiences, showing that performance is often perfectly acceptable. Some even claim that Windows 11 runs better on their older systems than Windows 10 did, although this varies widely depending on configuration. These posts fuel more interest, more experimentation, and more attention toward Rufus itself. Suddenly, a tool that was once considered a niche utility becomes a symbol of user empowerment in the Windows ecosystem. At the same time, it is important to understand that Microsoft's position is not without reasoning. Hardware-based security is a growing necessity in a world filled with ransomware, phishing attacks, and firmware-level exploits. TPM 2.0, for example, is not just an arbitrary requirement. It plays a role in encryption, credential storage, and system integrity checks. Secure Boot ensures that only trusted software loads during startup. These features are designed to reduce entire categories of cyberattacks that have plagued Windows for decades. From a security engineering perspective, tightening hardware requirements makes sense, but technology is never just about engineering. It is also about accessibility, economics, and user autonomy. And this is where the friction becomes unavoidable. Rufus doesn't remove Microsoft's security features after installation. It simply allows the installation to proceed on hardware that Microsoft has chosen to exclude. That distinction matters. It shifts the debate from is Windows 11 secure to who gets to decide what hardware is allowed. As discussions continue, the narrative online becomes more dramatic. Some creators frame it as a battle between users and Microsoft, while others call it a wake-up call for the industry. The phrase "Microsoft losing control" starts appearing in thumbnails and comment sections, even though in reality, Microsoft remains one of the most dominant forces in computing. What is actually happening is more subtle. User resistance is becoming more visible. And Rufus is one of the tools enabling that visibility. Meanwhile, everyday users are not thinking in terms of corporate strategy or security architecture. They are thinking about whether their PC can still run the latest software without being forced into unnecessary upgrades. For many, Rufus feels like a practical solution rather than a political statement. A student using a 5-year-old laptop does not see themselves as part of a technological rebellion. They just want their system to work without spending money they don't have. A small business owner running multiple systems does not want downtime or hardware replacement costs. In these contexts, Rufus is simply convenience. As more installation guides appear online, the learning curve becomes almost non-existent. What once required technical knowledge is now reduced to a few clicks. Download Rufus, select Windows ISO, adjust a few options, create USB, install. That simplicity accelerates adoption, and once adoption reaches scale, perception changes. A workaround stops being a workaround and becomes a mainstream alternative method. This is where the conversation becomes more nuanced. Because while Rufus empowers users, it also highlights a deeper issue in the Windows ecosystem: the growing gap between official requirements and real-world usage patterns. Many machines still capable of handling everyday tasks are being left behind, not because they cannot run the software, but because they do not meet specific hardware criteria. This creates a sense of planned obsolescence for some users, even if that is not the intent. Microsoft continues to push forward, focusing on a future where hardware and software are tightly integrated for security and performance. Meanwhile, users continue to find ways to extend the life of their existing systems. Rufus becomes part of that ecosystem of extension tools, alongside scripts, community patches, and unofficial guides. It represents a broader trend in computing history. Whenever systems become more restrictive, users find ways to restore flexibility. As this dynamic unfolds, it is not accurate to say that Windows is collapsing or that Microsoft is losing control. Instead, what is happening is a negotiation of boundaries. Microsoft defines the official path. Users explore alternative paths. Tools like Rufus exist in the space between those two forces, translating user intent into technical possibility. The emotional intensity around this topic is what amplifies it online. People are not just discussing software. They are discussing ownership, freedom, cost, and trust. That is why videos and posts about Rufus gain traction so quickly. They are not just about a USB creation tool. They are about a broader feeling that computing should remain flexible and user-driven. Over time, Microsoft may adjust policies just as it has done in the past. Requirements may evolve, exceptions may be clarified, and installation processes may become more adaptive. That is how technology ecosystems usually respond to widespread user behavior. On the other side, tools like Rufus will also continue to evolve, adapting to new versions, new restrictions, and new user needs. In the end, what appears to be a dramatic clash is actually a familiar pattern in the history of computing. Operating systems become more secure and structured. Users push for freedom and compatibility. Third-party tools bridge the gap. And the cycle continues. Rufus did not destroy Windows 11, and Microsoft is not collapsing under its influence. What is happening instead is a visible reminder that even in a highly controlled software ecosystem, users always seek control over their own hardware. And whenever that desire meets technical simplicity, adoption spreads quickly. The story is less about destruction and more about balance. A balance between security and freedom, between modern standards and legacy hardware, between corporate direction and personal choice. Rufus simply brought that balance back into focus in a way that millions of users could see and participate in, and that is why the conversation around it feels so large, so intense, and so important in the current moment of the Windows ecosystem.